I found that little bits of rock and little bits of metal, they work really well. Heck with all that making a jig. Every rock is different. And then I have to line it up right. More that way. There we go, that looks pretty good. Tighten it down.
Those are pretty cool.
Aren't those? Test it again. Yeah, I think that's going to work. See where the little measurement is over here to see where we're starting. We want to go about 1/4 of an inch on this one. So we're going to go to there. Okay. We're starting here and we're going to go to there.
Perfect.
So we turn it on. No, first we pump up the water so because it has to stay wet, otherwise it burns up. Okay. That ought to work. And now we just squirt and lean. Yeah, I'm just kind of pushing, just kind of leaning on the handle. Cool. And watching it go past the little marks.
So about how long does it take for you to get to that mark?
Depends on the rock. But I don't know. This seems like a pretty easy one, so a minute, a couple minutes.
I'm going to be on this side now and I'm going to look at our measurement.
Yeah, we're almost there.
Oh, you're just about there.
I'm just kind of squirting a little bit of water on it. Okay. All right, and then we pull it out.
Okay.
Shake the water out. Bring it over here, and I have this little tool that Kirk made for me that kind of wedges down in the side, and if we're lucky.
And the tool is sort of flat on one side, almost like a little
it's like a little screwdriver. And it goes down in here, and then I twist it with the big handle, and nothing happens.
Well, it'll pop.
I twist it again somewhere else. It's popped a little bit, but we want to get the whole plug out. Usually, the good ones come out like this, where the whole little plug comes out at once. Oh, there we go.
There it goes.
Yeah.
Yay.
And another rock knob is born. Okay, so this is a brass standoff, and this is what I use for the handles for the plugs. And this is what they look like when you get them. They're bright brass, and this is the solution. It's called Tri-Black. It turns them black. And this is a 4-to-1 solution, 4 parts water to 1 part Tri-Black, which is enough to get them black. And so these aren't as shiny as this one because they've been sitting in a box in my cabinet for a year, but they're working on it, but they're not going to turn completely black on their own. However, put them in here. And in a few minutes, they start to get blacker. Now they're nice and black.
And we're at the sink.
And we're at the sink. So I'm just pulling them out of the solution, which I'm going to save for another use, like they say in the cookbooks. And I'm just going to rinse them here.
Getting any sun on there. There we go.
Rinse them off really good. And as they dry, which they're drying right here in the sun, they turn into this nice kind of matte black. Start with a rock, which has been drilled with a 12mm diamond hole saw to get this hole, which fits a 3/8 inch brass coupler nut. To make the standoff so that the stem is the right depth, I try to measure it. I try to give it between 1/2 inch, 5/8 inch standoff from the cabinet, because that way it's comfortable for your fingers to grab. So sometimes the holes are a little deeper depending on how thick the rock is. So to make that difference, I have these little tiny screws that I put in one end of the coupler nut. This is why I use a coupler nut, because it goes all the way through. And then I can set it and screw it in or out so that I get the right
height. That is
Yeah.
so smart.
So that's what
Great.
that end's about, and it only goes in a little tiny bit, so there's plenty of room to screw the big screw, the one that holds it onto the cabinet, in on the other end without it getting bumping up against that. Use 5-minute epoxy. This is what
great.
it looks like you're filling it all the way up, and then when you put this in there, the perfect thing is where it comes up kind of like this, where it comes up and mooges out just a little bit. It makes a nice
that's
solid kind of curve.
And how do you get that glue in there?
With this, I just squirt it in there.
Oh, that's good.
But
perfect.
when I have the kind that I have to mix in a dish, then I use a chopstick or something to just put a blob on it and just drop it in.
Thank you, Sue.
Once we've got the patina on here, I like to paste wax it. It's good for two reasons. Is one, it you know, gives it a nice kind of burnished look to it. And also, when you glue it, if any glue like blobs up on the side, it's a lot easier to pop it off, the epoxy, if it's been waxed first. So when you put it in, assume we're gluing it right now, you put it in, you put the glue in, and the glue, like I said, you like it to blob up a little bit, but then the glue is usually really shiny, so after the whole thing is done, this is a different color stem than this one, but same deal. Put a little more paste wax on it, and it just takes that shine right off, so it blends all in this nice matte finish.
I wanted to show a finished knob. Me holding it back. It has a nice space behind the rock so that you can hold it well. Looks very beautiful.